You want to?
Okay, there it goes. All right. Do we want to
Let's go sit over here.
we'll do introductions. Tracy Bandy, I'm the principal here at the elementary.
Hi, I'm Glenda Brown. I'm one of the assistant principals at the secondary campus.
I'm Jennifer Martin. I'm the librarian at the secondary campus.
And I'm Rebecca Velasquez, seventh grade English teacher.
I'm Deb Willis. I'm a English 3 teacher at the high school.
I'm Debbie Lee. I'm just a parent. I do substitute teach though.
Don't say just a parent.
I'm Connie Ann Roussel, and I do the library and STEM at the elementary.
Okay. Think we got everyone. Thank you all for being here. I know some people may prefer an in-person meeting, but we have such a short agenda, and we have people all over the place. So it's on our end from the elementary, it's easier to go virtually. Is anyone opposed to doing a virtual and you want to do an in-person next time? No.
I like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, I am going to share my screen just for a moment to review. I sent out our board policy about Slack, but this is a new committee. It has to be made up of members from all of the campuses and invite community members. So we very much appreciate our parent volunteers willing to step up. So give me just a moment. I'm going to share. So this is our board policy that talks about the Slac. And so this was in response to some legislation that changed in Texas this year that requires the district to either go ahead and adopt a Slac or have a Slac ready to serve. In our case, looking at the requirements, we decided it was better to just go ahead and put it in place. And so we will meet. We're meeting now for the fall. I think we need to have at least 2 meetings in the spring. But we'll leave that to the chairperson. But our whole purpose is to support student achievement and make sure that our library materials, and that includes both the main library for the campus, but also classroom library materials, that they support student achievement and have various levels of difficulty, diversity of appeal, and variety of point of view. The Slac basically gets the requests from the campuses of books to buy. And the Slac needs to review them and say, yes, we think these are okay, or no, we do not. And then from there, we would make a recommendation to the board. And so in this case, we do have a list for today, and I'm going to apologize because all of our network scanners are down. I have tried 3 different ones on campus today. And so as soon as that can get back up, I may go over to district tomorrow to get it done. I can email you the lists that were provided, but we do have about 47 pages of books right now from both campuses. Some of them just because they're really spread out onto like quotes instead of one list. So one of the things we may want to think about moving forward is a standard like list to add them on so that everyone can see them. So what we need to do today is establish a chairperson that would help us get scheduled, get that communication out, all of those pieces. There isn't a requirement to present to the board. There is just the preparation of the list, and then we send it over to the board, and the board, we basically say Slac approves this, and then the board has the option to approve the list for purchase or request clarification, request changes, or deny it completely. I will say that they took all the recommendations from the campus for the first approval of lists. And so they're mostly going to trust what we say or do not say, but they have the right to refuse that from there. And if anyone wants to have training or discussion on approval of materials, we can do that. If there was a protest to materials, then that would also come to us. We do have a form ready if someone wanted to protest, but it would come to the Slac if they wanted to protest a book in the library. We have not had a book protested or requested for clarification in quite some time, but we're ready if it does. So we do need to select a chairperson, and there's no wording for how that needs to happen. But if anyone would love to step up and be the chairperson, please speak up. I'm just going to give everyone a minute. Y'all's silence is a little deafening.
Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, Connie Ann stepping up. Um, so yes, Connie Ann, do you want to do it? Or are you doing it because,
There's a lot of silence. So I'll do it.
okay, then Connie, is there anyone opposed to Connie Ann being our chairperson? No. Can I get a show of hands visibly of who's in support of Connie Ann being the chairperson?
Thank you.
Okay, that looks unanimous. You're a winner, Connie Ann.
We can see everything.
We appreciate you. Okay, I am gonna stop the share. So for the sake of today, we cannot exactly approve, because I didn't give you enough time to be able to look at that list. But if y'all are okay with it, what I'd like to do from here is, as soon as I can get a scanner that works, I will email it out to the group. And then let's say that you have, we could go through the end of the week to send any feedback, and then you would just respond to the email if you had a feedback piece. Is everyone okay with that?
Mhm.
Okay. It does go to the December board meeting, so really we need to kind of have that feedback by this week so that then we could give them the final list the week after Thanksgiving for it to go to the December board meeting, if that timeline works for everyone.
Are
Does
we
it-
able to put like a request into technology for us to be able to make something on OneDrive that the two camp, like being that we're on both campuses, I don't think there's any crossover. I ran into this with STEM camp when I tried sharing stuff to secondary people.
Yeah, you couldn't share from SharePoint, but you would be able to share from your personal OneDrive or your work OneDrive. Um, would it be easier to make one Excel spreadsheet that people would add to the list if they wanted something?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just trying to figure out how technologically we could do that being on separate campuses.
Yeah. And I was trying, that was my original thought, but then when Miss Martin, you put yours into an Excel and a PDF. Connie, and yours were several PDFs, so I didn't want to make it harder for you to convert it over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we are going to have to get them into an Excel format because otherwise we won't continue with our master list.
Okay.
Because when I tried to share mine initially with you, that's when I learned you can't share to elementary because it said you can't share.
But I
You're not
did
part
get
of
it.
this. I had to add you. I had to say it's going just to you. I
Yes.
couldn't just share it because
Yeah.
it popped up and said, no, this person's not in our district. I said, what?
That's
But
fine. We're in different
that's when I
organizations.
learned that we couldn't share.
Okay. And I'm not really sure if on the parent side how it would work, but we can try. That's all we can do is try. Worst case is we end up just PDFing it and approving PDFs. But I think it would be easier to keep a running list by Excel because then you could just add them as they're requested and then we know to do it at the next one. Okay, so for the sake of now, I will email out the list as soon as we have a scanner that will scan to the network. I will email it out, and from there, we'll have till the end of the week to send Connie Ann feedback. And if we wanted something corrected from there, basically you're saying, I'm fine with the list. I'm not okay with any of the list, or can we consider these titles on the list? Those are the three options on the feedback that we're doing. And then we'll compile one list. Does anyone have any questions or things that we need to consider before we come back together?
My only, I guess, question is most of the librarians are on here, right? Are most
Both,
of
all of our librarians are, yes.
so are most of the requested items coming from our librarians? Are they more other ones like English teachers that are needing like groups of books for lessons?
I think right now this list is librarians. And Connie Ann's not our, we don't have a librarian actually at the elementary. Miss Roussel runs our library and our STEM area at the same time. But these are coming from those areas. We all already inventoried our classroom lists. And so I think they pretty much are encompassing, because as long as it was approved at first from any classroom, anyone in the district can go ahead and use or purchase it. Does anyone have anything else that we'd need to probably consider before the next wave? Do you guys want to go ahead and set the next meeting date while we're here? I don't know if everyone has calendars or not. Or we could wait and send out considerations. I was thinking maybe we meet in February and then once more at the end of the year, if that sounds good to everyone. Librarians,
Yes, I
that
like that.
work for y'all's timelines?
Yes.
Okay, so let's maybe plan a February and then a beginning of April.
Okay.
I think Tuesdays, I was not considerate of my own staff and they are not great for Mr. Sell, but she's
Yeah, I have robotics going on right now, so I just like stepped in the hallway. How's Wednesdays for everyone else?
Yeah, that's
Wednesday is
good.
fine.
Do we want to go with February 11th, Wednesday, February 11th as a tentative next?
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Okay. And then could we say that all requests for books need to be turned into Miss Roussel by February 4th to give time to get them out? Or maybe even before that, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud. Can we have requests in by January 28th? And then she would have them out to the group by February 4th. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next meeting, February 11th. Books to Roussel by January 28th. And then at that meeting, we can set up a beginning of April meeting unless you want to tentatively, ooh, we've got STAR in April.
Yeah.
Are y'all testing on April 2nd, Ms. Brown?
4 o'clock.
No, I had to move it because of the what do you call it? The district track meet, which really messed me up. I think I can do the second.
Could we do Thursday, the 2nd of April?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that looks good.
Let's tentatively pencil that in and then we can just verify next meeting. And so the next meeting, the Zoom link will come from Ms. Roussel and all of that fun stuff. All right. Is there any other questions or wonderings?
so so when you say request, are like teachers or student like is someone supposed to know that they can request books to us to purchase?
So when we had originally talked about Slack
Mhm.
coming in, the discussion was that when a request came to the secretary or admin to purchase, because sometimes it comes through PLC time planning for something,
Okay.
that then we would compile one list to then send over.
Oh.
And we haven't had any classroom library requests. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I think because we just approved them all 6 weeks ago. But probably yes, Miss Brown, if you want to handle kind of communicating that out to your
Okay.
campus.
Okay.
For documentation purposes, you need me to make like a Microsoft form for everyone to say, yes, I approve this list, or I have questions about, or is email sufficient?
I think email's sufficient. There's nothing super
Okay.
specific in policy. If we were meeting in person, then we would have just had everybody sign off. And we may be able to get a digital signature together before we meet next time. So on our campus, I'm handling any classroom library side requests.
Okay.
But we tried to be proactive, and so we added everything that was in the Scholastic Book Fair onto
Mhm.
the approval list so that it was just automatically done. That's a little bit easier for us than for the secondary campus. Okay. All right. Well, then we'll plan on February 11th being our next meeting. As soon as I have a scanner that will scan, I'll get that list out to you. I can tell you that I have reviewed the books on it just as they've come in. I don't have any concerns about the list, but you all absolutely should take the time to look through on your own. And then that would be feedback really to the two campus librarian managers.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. Is everyone in approval with that plan
Mhm.
today? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. I know this is one thing that isn't exactly on the top of your duty list when you're signing up to be an educator or a parent, but it's something the state has identified as being important. And so we are going to support that in the best way we can. So thank you guys very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Tracy, on and
Yeah.
off now. I
Yes,
know y'all
here,
had
hold on.
some-
I'm going to stop
Okay.
recording. So hold on.
Okay.